Welcome to today's case. In this session, we examine the sentencing of Shondell Jackson inside the Milwaukee County Courthouse. According to investigators, 18-year-old Shondell Jackson and a friend were reportedly looking for potential victims when they saw Nathan Potter leaving a bar. Potter, a 21-year-old student at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, was followed, confronted, and asked for money. When Jackson learned that Potter had no cash, he shot him, resulting in his death. Officials state that Jackson fled to Mississippi the next day. His uncle later informed law enforcement of his location, leading to Jackson's arrest. During the trial, Jackson was seen making gestures toward the victim's family, and as he was escorted from the courtroom, he appeared to smile in their direction. Shortly before sentencing, Jackson's mother told the court she first learned of the incident through television.
When I saw it on the news, I even cried. I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine what that mother is going through. I never had a clue that my child had anything to do with it. My son is not a monster. He is not a monster.
Jackson offers an apology for his actions.
Apologize for my behaviors. Please don't take my life from me.
When the judge announced life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, Jackson reacted with an outburst. As the deputies restrain Jackson, a scream can be heard from one of his family members. To the victim's family, the court notes that while Jackson is serving life in prison without the possibility of parole, his friend pleaded guilty to acting as the lookout and received a 12-year prison sentence. What remains for the court to close in this case? Jennifer Mee appears inside the Pinellas County Justice Center. At 19 years old, she was arrested on charges of first-degree murder. This was not the first time she had drawn public attention. At age 15, she became known internationally as the Hiccup Girl after developing uncontrollable hiccups, a condition that ended once the hiccups stopped and media interest faded. According to investigators, Mee was later accused of arranging a robbery involving individuals she met online. She reportedly recruited her boyfriend, Lamont Newton, and another friend, LaRon Rayford, to assist. Mee met a 22-year-old man online, lured him to a vacant home, and her two accomplices robbed and shot him, causing his death. The group received $50 from the crime. All three lived together and were arrested within hours. After her arrest, Mee had a phone conversation with her mother from jail in which she admitted her involvement, and the call was recorded.
This call may be recorded or monitored. I have a free call from
Jennifer Mee,
an inmate at Pinellas County Jail.
I got charged for murder in the first degree.
Charged for murder in the first degree?
Yes, sir.
Who did you kill?
I didn't do nothing. I was just there at the wrong time, at the wrong place. Hello? Hi, Mama. Hello, Jennifer. What's going on? I'm in jail. Why are you in jail? From, murder in the first degree. Who'd you kill? I didn't kill nobody. Because I set everything up. It all went wrong, Mama.
The jury returned a guilty verdict, and Mee was found guilty of first-degree murder.
We, the jury, the defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree as charged.
And now the judge prepares to hand down the sentence.
Why don't you go to the podium, please? The jury having found you guilty of murder in the first degree, Miss Mee, I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to life in prison without parole. I'm ordering the $5.50 standard fines and court costs. You have 30 days to appeal. Yeah, okay?
Her co-defendants, Rayford and Newton, were also convicted of first-degree felony murder and received life sentences in prison. This is Dylan Shoemaker in a Buffalo, New York courtroom, appearing for sentencing after being convicted of second-degree murder. At the age of 16, Shoemaker was babysitting his girlfriend's 23-month-old child while she was at work. He was inside the Springville home he shared with his parents when the incident occurred. Later that evening, Shoemaker beat the child, and the injuries resulted in the child's death. He was arrested soon after and charged with the toddler's murder, along with child abuse charges.
Mind your own business.
Shoemaker reportedly told investigators he was trying to get the child to stop crying and did not intend to cause harm or death, but jurors rejected that explanation, and he was convicted of second-degree murder. As he enters the courtroom for sentencing, he begins to cry before reaching the defense table, repeatedly expressing how sorry he is.
I didn't mean to kill Austin. Actually, I really didn't.
Face the judge.
I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
While Shoemaker was awaiting trial, he had a phone conversation with his mother, and the call was recorded. The judge later referenced this recording, noting what Shoemaker said during that discussion.
In a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me."
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin.
Shoemaker was later sentenced to the maximum punishment.
That you be sentenced to an indeterminate term of imprisonment, which will have a maximum of life. The court hereby imposes a minimum sentence of 25 years.
But that sentence was later modified to 18 years to life. This is Brandon Spencer in Los Angeles County Superior Court, where he is facing 4 counts of attempted murder.
I'm sorry for what happened, Your Honor, but keep your life in prison.
On Halloween night, 19-year-old Brandon Spencer attended a crowded party on the University of Southern California campus. Moments later, gunfire erupted, and the scene quickly turned chaotic as people scattered, some running and others taking cover. Reports indicate that Spencer also ran, but he was stopped in a parking lot about half a mile away and taken in by the LAPD for questioning. A few days later, he was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder. 4 individuals were injured in the shooting, but no fatalities occurred.
That if you are so intent on killing someone that you're willing to shoot them and at the same time open fire into a crowd.
The court noted that if a person is intent on killing someone and chooses to open fire while others are gathered nearby, that action places everyone in serious danger.
I'm not a bad person, but I made mistakes. I'm not just some gangbanger that you tried to portray me as.
Prosecutors argued during the trial that the shooting stemmed from an ongoing dispute between Spencer and a rival gang member, and that Spencer was a documented and well-known gang member. What weight will the jury give to these claims?
Penal Code Section 12022.53D. This is to be concurrent.
Spencer maintained his innocence throughout the trial, but the jury reached a different conclusion. Nearly 50 family members and friends filled the courtroom as the judge announced the sentence. Deputies had to restrain Spencer after he struck his head on the defense table. According to reports, he received a sentence of 40 years to life for 4 counts of attempted murder.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree intentional homicide.
This is Martise Fuller in Kenosha County, Wisconsin, standing trial for the killing of his ex-girlfriend and the attempted killing of her mother. According to investigators, the 15-year-old Fuller entered his ex-girlfriend's home with a handgun. She was in her bedroom listening to music when she was shot and killed. After hearing the gunfire, her mother stepped out of her own room, encountered the shooter, and was shot twice. She survived and later identified Fuller to police. Fuller pleaded not guilty, but the jurors reached a different conclusion. After the jury found Fuller guilty on 3 counts, he showed what appeared to be emotion for the first time during the trial. At sentencing, Fuller continued to maintain his innocence, and moments before receiving a life sentence, he presented a prepared statement to the courtroom.
Judge, Mr. Fuller's prepared a statement that he asked that I read on his behalf.
Okay.
Martise writes, I wanted to write this giving my sincerest apologies to this family I once shared time and love with. Truthfully, I am sorry about the pain you've all suffered through, but more importantly, the loss of my ex-girlfriend, Kaylee, that I loved too. But I have to continue to stand innocent because I am. And I hope you all can eventually see in your hearts that I am not the person the media has made me out to be.
Now the judge prepares to deliver the sentence.
I don't have any ability to trust that you will never commit these acts again. So in the interest of protecting the public, acknowledging the seriousness of these acts, the court orders that on count 1 you are sentenced to life in prison without eligibility for extended supervision.
As Fuller is ordered to spend the rest of his life in prison, he shows no visible reaction, and the courtroom moves toward its final closure. Thank you for watching today's case. For more clear, factual courtroom coverage, consider subscribing to stay updated on future episodes.